What's up, guys? My name is Alex, Mr. Snitchy. Sorry for the month lapse between work, my girlfriend, about 15 other things. I haven't had much time to actually record any footage. This is footage that I got before I left school, so stuff's probably gonna be a little spotty. I'm gonna try to get back into the groove, the grind. But that's not why you're here. You guys are here for the Russian 1895, the trench variant, the infantry variant, and the sniper variant. This is personally my favorite sniper rifle, other than the the Martini Henry, if you guys count it as a sniper. But if you guys like, comment, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the video. First up, we have the Russian 1895 trench variant. This variant does 79 damage at max and 40 at a minimum. You're going to be doing 79 damage out to 10 meters, and then it's a low and slow damage drop off. So then by the time that you hit 40 meters, you're only doing 40 damage. This means that at minimum, up to about 32 meters, you're going to need 2 shots to kill somebody, and 33 and above is going to be 3 shots. Now, looking at that, it's not the best. However, the rate of fire on this weapon is actually pretty good at 124 meters a second. As long as you have a little bit of room between you and the guy you're shooting, you should come out on top. The muzzle velocity on this weapon is at 580 meters a second, so it's not great, but it's not the best either. Magazine size on this weapon is low at only 5 rounds in a magazine. The reload on this weapon is a bit slow. The full 0 to 5 reload on this weapon takes about 3.8 seconds. However, the good redeeming factor of this is it is a stripper clip, so by the time you could load an entire stripper clip into your weapon, the single bullet reload, you would get about roughly 2 to 3 bullets. It's right in the middle, because the single bullet reload takes about 53 milliseconds. So in my opinion, either you're going to put it in your mind to either reload after every kill, or hope that you don't run into a group of more than 3 enemies, or even 2. This gun really isn't meant for multi-person engagements. However, that being said, the recoil on this weapon isn't too bad in my opinion, just because it is lever action. The up recoil is 2, and the left and right recoil is 1. Your first shot multiplier, which will go into every shot because it's a single shot weapon, will be 1. The sights in the weapon are whatever you really like. If you guys like the radiated sights, use the radiated sights. If you guys like the base iron sights, use the base iron sights. I like using both, so figure out what you like best. Well, let's move on to the next variant, which is going to be the infantry variant. The Russian 1895 infantry variant is more of the bigger brother to the trench variant. The reason I say this is although it does keep its reload stats as well as its recoil stats the same, the damage model is actually completely different, which I do really like. The damage model of this weapon is comparable to the sniper variant. It does 80 damage, ramps up to 100, and then drops back off at 80. So at 40 meters, you're going to start doing over 80 damage. And then once you hit about 60 meters, you're going to be doing that 100 damage out to about 100 meters. So you have a nice chunk of 40 meters where you can one-shot kill somebody in the head or in the upper torso. However, once you hit 100 meters, you are going to start to drop off. So you gotta really pick your engagements here. They're gonna be longer range engagements. So with the damage that this rifle outputs, from about 0 to 59 meters, you are gonna need 2 shots to drop somebody. 60 to 98-ish meters, you're gonna one-shot somebody, and anything over 98 meters, so 99 and above, you will have to 2-shot somebody. However, with the infantry variant just being iron sights, you're gonna have a hard time zooming in or even scoping somebody at that range unless you're actually really good. However, there are some changes from this variant. from the trench variant. First of all, you have only a 56 rounds a minute, meaning that you're about halving your rounds a minute from the trench variant. The muzzle velocity is actually a lot better on this one at 820 meters a second. The two sights on this weapon, just like the trench variant, are completely usable. I use both. I just swap them out from time to time to see which one. Oh, I'm getting kind of bored with the iron sight. Let's go to the irradiated sight. Switch it up a bit. However, with this variant, you are going to have to pick longer range engagements due to the fact that you're going to need 2 shots to kill people at most ranges, and you're only firing at 56 rounds a minute, which is just super slow. So let's move on to our third and final variant, the sniper variant. Everything on the sniper variant is exactly the same as the infantry variant. Only difference is it has that sniper scope on it. I'm sure you guys all by now know what it looks like, what the different attachments are on it. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. The only real difference with this between the infantry variant, besides the scope, is the recoil. You have a 0.4 up and a 0.1 left and right. Also, you do have a bipod on there, so you can lay down and reduce the weapon sway, which I find very helpful in long range situations. So let's get into the third or fourth, whatever you want to call it, weapon review, which is really just the SMLE Mark III versus the 1895 Russian. We're just going to look at the scenario variants and compare those, so let's get into it. So when you take a look between the SMLE Mk3 Marksman and the 1895 Sniper variant of the Russian, the damage is exactly the same. However, the Russian does win in rate of fire of a 52 to 56, muzzle velocity from a 740 to an 820. The SMLE does have a tad faster reload than the Russian 1895. However, the Russian 1895 does have a lot less recoil, just due to the fact that you can bipod that weapon from the SMLE's 2 up, 1 left and right, to the Russians 0.4 up and 0.1 left and right. So, if you're thinking to yourself, well, what's the difference then? The thing you have to look about is the one-shot kill range. The one-shot kill range is really the deciding factor of which sniper you're going to use. The SMLE starts its one-shot range very quicker and closer than the 1895. The SMLE starts it at 40 meters, while the Russian starts it at about 60 meters. So you're going to have a 20-meter gap where you're going to have to two-shot people with the Russian 1895, but you will drop them with the SMLE in one shot. However, going off of that, the SMLE's one-shot kill range does end at 75 meters, while the Russians still keeps going until that about 100-meter range. So in your mind, when you're picking a weapon to use for a game, think of where your engagement distances are. Are you going to be on Foul Fortress, which I am on right now, where you're going to see a lot of more open area, where you have those kind of long-range sniper duels? Or are you going to be on a map like Amiens, where you're going to be close quarters, buildings to buildings? It all depends on the situation, whether or not the rifle is better than another. You really have to think about, where am I going to be using this thing? That's all up to you. Well, if you guys like this, comment down below, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video, and remember, snitches get stitches.
We have lost objective.
Hasım askeri o tarafta. Bir asker görüldü.